without him, we wouldn't be able to argue about things like third-party console exclusives.
That was really good.
That was amazing.
You like that?
I just got excited.
That was kind of Ric Flair right there.
We call it Flareon.
I'm trying to see if it's spiked on the waveform there. I don't see. It's
I broke a glass.
a little bit.
The windows of
Step
IGN
your, step your
shattered.
game up.
Yep.
So,
Little baby waveform.
Mitch,
Yes, sir.
the latest salvo has been fired
Indeed.
after the Tomb Raider, Rise of Tomb Raider thing.
Yep.
Sony has struck back.
Correct.
The Sony strikes back.
And
Are
it
you
is
calling Sony the Empire?
I don't
You
know.
just
They're-
feel it.
everybody's the Empire. Everybody's
There
the
are no
Empire.
rebels.
Yeah.
we are the rebels.
If anybody, Nintendo's the rebels.
Nintendo is like the Ewoks. Come on.
Ichiwawa.
Yeah.
Yub Nub, etc. Yeah, Street Fighter V was officially announced after it got leaked. It is a PlayStation 4 and PC exclusive,
With cross-platform play to
which is amazing.
Except, I mean, and I'm not saying this to troll, I don't know anyone that plays fighting games on a PC.
Okay, so for me, PC was
Jared
was
does.
less about personal computers and more about this is also going to be an arcade, guys.
Oh yeah, that could be too.
That's sort of like
Presumably,
where I was
yeah.
thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, God, in theory, like fighting games on PC makes a lot of sense in a world where Steam boxes aren't a total myth.
True.
I do it, but I have a pretty decent PC and
Yeah.
You're a weirdo.
But
Yeah.
I mean, just like the
Weird.
setup of most people, it isn't conducive to like a fighting game, right? Like you don't
Right.
sit there
But-
with two arcade sticks in front
yeah.
of
My
your PC.
living room is rigged through
Unless-
my PC.
yeah.
But
So-
let's
exactly.
talk. I mean, so this is not coming to Xbox. I'm sure that Super Street Fighter V will
Yeah,
come out for Xbox One in a 6
Are
to
you
12
sure
months.
of that, my friend?
I'm never sure of anything. And if anybody listens to the show long enough, they know never to believe any of my predictions.
I think we owe each other like 100 lunches. We had a lunch bet? Did we? What
I
was
don't
the
know.
last
I'm
one?
almost positive that Vince owes me a steak dinner for the Destiny 2 thing.
Yes.
So that is going to taste good.
But we had the lunch bet that was basically the premise of it was just so we can go to In-N-Out.
Right. You wanted to lose just so.
Yeah.
Oh,
what was
that's
the
why
bet?
that entire dumb in and out. It's the Xbox price. That the price.
That's
is
Oh,
right.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah. So
okay.
we'll find out in January.
What is
Yep.
with you guys in and out? I don't get it. I don't get it, man.
It's
We get
like
know-
zealots in church.
To each their own, my friend.
Why you
To
gotta
each
judge
their
our burger habits?
I'm sorry. I just
So-
I got one right across the street. It just doesn't feel special.
That's fair.
Well, maybe one day when you move away, you'll be like,
Now I'm a big
I
jerk.
should have treasured it more.
I am 100% going to In-N-Out for dinner tonight.
I went for
How is
lunch
this
yesterday.
happening again? I'm having this is PTSD. What is going on? Why is it happening? Deja vu.
What are we talking about right now?
Street Fighter 5.
3x3
5,
for the
yeah.
win. Sorry.
Street Fighter
So-
5x5, please.
3x3 is
Oh, now there's an In-N-Out burger right there. So, do you guys think this is going to continue? We've had each company sort of fire off a salvo here. Are more games going to get this treatment? Where are there third-party franchises that they're going to get bought up, or the next iteration of it will get
Right,
bought
like
up?
do
by
we
one of-
see Assassin's Creed Victory exclusive to PS4 or whatever, right?
Or is
Right.
Resident Evil 7, whenever that happens, or a Resident Evil reboot, is that going to be console?
Jared, what do you think?
Okay, speaking purely off the cuff, I think it's a matter of pocket depth. Money hatting's been going on for a long time. This is hardly the first time this has happened. It's not going to be the last. It's console exclusivity used to be a bigger selling point than it is now. Maybe they're realizing, hey, if we have games the other guy doesn't, that's great.
So, yeah.
I mean, everybody. So maybe it's worth dumping a whole lot of money in to push some consoles. I mean, you saw what happened with the price reduction with the Xbox already.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. If I've got the pockets, I'm going to bleed money
Yeah.
to pull up some exclusives right now so I can say I got something the other guy doesn't. Yeah, sure. Absolutely, it's going to happen more.
I think it will, but it won't happen in the way we expect. Like, this is an anomaly that will not persist throughout the rest of the generation because the purchases Microsoft is making, are strange. And they have been for years. I mean, the Rare acquisition at the time was like, wow, they got one of the best developers in the world making nothing?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Rabbi Ghoulies.
They acquired
Ghoulies got Rare.
Mojang, and now, like, they don't get... It's not like they have Minecraft exclusive to Xbox One because that's not what that company is.
Right.
So I don't know what they're doing there. Maybe the next Minecraft game is an Xbox exclusive. I
Yeah,
don't
there
know.
may be something they know we don't that's just
Or
hovering out
you
there.
license it out for exorbitant fees.
Right.
Yeah, and that could be it too. But it just seems like, from the outside looking in, it is a strange purchase.
Yeah.
Tomb Raider makes more sense. Like, that is... You are stealing a PlayStation brand out from underneath
And
Sony.
I think Tomb Raider, I mean, with all due respect to Street Fighter, I think Tomb Raider casts a bit of a wider net than Street Fighter does. I mean, the fighting games are popular, but they're kind of I don't want to pigeonhole them to say they're a niche genre, but I think there's a very fervent but smaller community for fighting games than there is for, say, a Tomb Raider style action adventure.
Yeah.
That's a valid point, but Street Fighter is easily the most accessible.
Absolutely.
In terms of
And
like
it's
what
the
people know
name.
about.
Well,
You're a Street
exactly,
Fighter,
and
you're like,
that's
that's
along with
Street
Mortal
Fighter. I'm
Kombat.
sorry, go ahead.
That's my big thing. Is like, yes, I think Tomb Raider will sell more than Street Fighter V, regardless of exclusivity. Like you said, that is a game that people just are more gravitating toward based on what it is. It's more mass appeal. Street Fighter is the brand awareness, like the fact that Street Fighter is now a PlayStation brand,
Right.
looks really good for
That's
Sony.
true. That is
Street
true.
Fighter, like Marty might not play Street Fighter, but him looking at that is like he can see that and perceive, wow, that's a huge deal. They have Street Fighter.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Also, it's funny because literally, was it last week on this podcast where we were talking about that rumor that always exists that Microsoft's going to buy Capcom?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's really funny. Yeah,
And it's like, well,
Whoops.
Well, it is interesting that you bring
Also,
that
that
up,
sounds
Marty,
like a terrible
because
investment.
Yeah.
Maybe
this
they'll do
is-
it.
This is now the second major Capcom IP that has gotten this treatment, because remember, Dead Rising 3 was given Microsoft, ponied up and sold it as a first-party game, and it's never come into any PlayStation platform. It came to PC.
yeah.
But yeah, and Capcom is a company that we've talked a lot about regarding how they've really suffered in recent years compared to the early part of the last generation when they were just on fire.
Yeah.
And now they're kind of floating along, and you mentioned Resident Evil, like Resident Evil 7, like maybe Microsoft does say, we don't really have, because remember Phil on this show, when the last time he was here and we interviewed him, he said he kind of looks at genres, like what, and Tomb Raider fills
Makes
a void
sense
for them.
yeah.
Survival horror is not
There's
an
never
area.
been anything anyone associates with an Xbox.
Well, and Microsoft doesn't have a first-party game in that
yeah.
Category.
Whereas Sony has Until Dawn now.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe a Resident Evil does make sense for Phil to swoop in and be like, okay,
I mean, they've also
they got Capcom on speed dial.
Yeah,
That's all I'm
right.
saying.
They've never clarified Silent Hills, right? Because I mean, obviously PT was a PS4 exclusive, but have
That's
they
true.
ever just come out and said, "Hey, Silent Hills is coming to everything"?
I don't believe so.
No.
But they've also not said it's an exclusive, right?
They haven't.
They have
said,
not announced any platforms
No.
for Silent Hills.
Except,
like PT is a PlayStation game. Silent Hills, we
Wii U.
don't know.
What about Wii U's? You think it'll come to Wii U?
No.
That's a weird thing to say.
No,
No.
no.
So
No.
Phil Spencer did comment on this on Twitter on the Street Fighter thing. He said, quote, "Business deals happen. We don't do all of them. When we have a first-party franchise in a genre, I'd rather invest in ours." He
Killer
says.
Instinct.
Exactly, and that was exactly what he cited.
Oh, okay.
And so he said, regarding the next year for Xbox, Spencer said, quote, "We'll have surprises, announces, and great games shipping in 2015. We'll deliver on all three."